cheap paper. It's about $1.50 for 12 pages. It's about 240 grams, and I actually liked how the markers looked on that paper, so I'm gonna use it. As you can tell, I already drew a perfect square. Each side is 3 centimeters, but you can draw it in any size you want to. Just make sure to use a suitable paper size. Now, you don't really have to use this square. I mostly recommend on using shapes and guidelines. However, if you're a beginner, that's a great way to keep the right proportions and the symmetry. That being said, we're going to start by drawing the shape of his face. It's gonna be a three-quarters pose. Now I'm gonna use this guideline to mark the center of his face, and then we'll add the wrinkles between his eyes. We'll draw his eyebrow just like that. As you can see, it gets thicker towards the edge. And then simply draw 3 lines and make sure to draw the bottom line with an arc. I'm gonna add the cheek marks and the bump above his eye, and of course the iris and the pupil. Awesome, and we'll do the same for the left side, only this time it will appear smaller because it's further away. Next, we're going to draw the nose simply by drawing 4 lines, but make sure not to draw the lines too pointy. And we'll add the mouth really close to the nose with a tiny gap. Indicate his bottom lip, and then we can add the ears. So I'm just gonna indicate this ear right there because we can't see a lot of it. And for the left ear, just gonna draw the shape and add all the details. Awesome, so now we can draw the hair, but first I'm gonna indicate the neck, just like that. Then I'm gonna add 4 spikes. And a little curve. I'm gonna add 1 individual hairline here, and then 5 more spikes on the opposite side. Awesome, and now we can add the spikes that cover his face. Just cover his eye bit. And don't forget this spike right there. Awesome, so once we are done with that, we're going to add some random lines to make it look more detailed, and we'll do that by using the direction of the spike. Awesome, once we are done with that, we can focus on the torso, but first we're going to draw the neck muscles, then we'll draw the traps. So first I'm gonna indicate the shape, of course. Then I'm gonna draw the chest and indicate the color. And now we can add some creases to create the shirt. I'm gonna indicate the shirt on the left side. And I'm gonna connect the shoulder with the traps. And as you can see, I'm connecting the chest to the bicep. Next, I'm gonna refine the tricep and the shoulder muscles. And I'll do the same for the left side. Awesome, so now we can go ahead and add all the creases to the shirt. And we'll add the holes and the tears as well. And then we'll draw his torn shirt. Okay, just a lot of pointy edges. Now we'll add the belt and we'll give it some creases just by drawing some random lines from side to side. Awesome, so now I'm gonna give some details to the shirt simply by adding some tears. And we are done with the sketching. So now it's time for the inking process. Okay, so I'm gonna use 0.1 for the body and 0.05 for the face and the hair. And as you can see, for the inking process, I'm gonna rotate the page, I'm gonna take my time, and I'll try not to screw it up. And the best advice I could give you if you are having trouble with the inking process, take a piece of paper, draw some scrambles, take the pen, go all over the lines. This really improves your inking skills, trust me. Awesome. So once we are done with the inking process, I'm gonna take the notorious charcoal eraser and get rid of all the lead. And the reason I use the charcoal eraser, not a normal eraser, is because it doesn't remove much of the ink. Now, in case you still got some graphite, you can use the exquisite eraser stick for those tiny areas. The notorious, not erase. Awesome. So once it's clean and smooth, we can start the coloring process. So these are the tools I'm gonna use for the coloring. If you don't have markers, you can use color pencils or just use a regular pencil and work with shading. I'm gonna use Copic markers. Those are alcohol-based markers, which means they can blend very well. If you'll check your top left of the screen, you can see the exact number of Copic I'll be using. So I'm gonna start by coloring the belt. I'm gonna use 3 tones of blue for that. We're going to start with the brightest one. As you can see, I'm going from the brighter tone, B24, to the darkest tone, B28. So now I'm gonna use the mid-tone, and I'm gonna blend it nicely with the bright tone. Now I'm gonna use the darkest tone, and I'm gonna add some shade from the shirt. And finally, we'll do some blending with the brightest tone. Awesome, and now I'll do the same process for the orange shirt. So again, starting with the brightest one. Then moving to the mid-tone, trying to get a nice blend. Finally adding the darkest tone to create more contrast. And then if you want, you can use some blending. Awesome, so now we can color the shirt, and as you can tell, I'm coloring with the direction of the shape. So we're going to start with the brightest tone and then move to the mid-tone. Now I'm gonna add some contrast using the darkest tone. Now I'm gonna use the mid-tone again to get more saturation, so I'm gonna add more layers. Okay, so as you can see, I went over the line a bit. I got some blue on the orange area. So not to worry, in this scenario, what you want to do is take the colorless blender and just soak the ink from the area. Sincere apologies for my wild hair. It's really tough to draw when you got the camera above your head. Okay, so I'm gonna use the brightest tone again to blend the colors. And then I just go by the feel of it. So I'm gonna add some more saturation with the mid-tone. And I feel like I need to add more creases, so I'm gonna take the darkest tone again. And this time I'm gonna use the chisel tip. Awesome, so once we are satisfied with that, we can move on to the skin. So again, I'm gonna use 3 colors. I'm gonna start with the brightest one, and I'm gonna leave some blank areas just to create a nice glow. Next, I'm gonna use the mid-tone to mark the shaded areas. As you can see, this is a different shading style as opposed to Dragon Ball Z. And once I'm done with that, I'm gonna use the darkest tone for the darkest areas. Awesome, and I'm gonna do the exact same process for the remaining parts and for the left side. So again, I'm starting with the brightest one. I'm gonna leave some blank areas to create a nice glowing effect. I'm gonna add the mid-tone, and then finish up by using the darkest tone. As you can see, I'm not using blending here because I want to maintain that strong contrast.